emerged this morning of a fake Facebook app that is able to steal your personal information. Joining me in studio is our tech expert, Duncan, who's going to let us know what this really means for us.
Well, it's bad news. That's what it means.
Right.
The app is iBanking. It installs itself and then it prompts you to download a Facebook application which demands your phone number and your personal information. The app is also able to monitor your SMSs, monitor your phone calls, monitor what happens on particularly an Android phone.
How do you recognize if this is on your phone?
Right, so this is the difficulty.
Right.
The difficulty is that you have to take precautions in that only download Android apps from the Google Play Store.
Okay.
That's your best shot. It's not a 100% guarantee that you won't have malware, but it's your best shot to avoid malware. Google in February, they purged, I think it was 200,000, I'm lying, 32 applications on the Google Play Store that in fact were malware.
Wow.
Most of those were written in Russian.
So they have some kind of check that
They
put into
check,
place
they
in
do
Google
check
Play
from
Store.
time to time, but it's not always possible. But I also know that, for example, Kaspersky Lab in Russia has identified over 200,000 applications targeted at Android devices that are nothing more than malware.
So when you say malware, this is these are programs that are trying to get personal information,
Exactly.
to hack your
Yeah,
different
so
accounts.
the entire purpose has moved from just vandalism in the past. If you remember computer viruses
Yeah.
that would show you a worm playing on your screen.
And
And it's moved from that kind of vandalism now, targeted to steal as much personal information and particularly banking information that they can. So this application looks like Facebook, but it demands that you that you reveal your phone number, and then it can use, the hackers then can use your phone number when you do financial transactions.
I see.
And then they can redirect your things like your one-time PIN and those things, so they can take over your account and steal your finances.
So moral of the story is don't provide any personal information to any app that you wouldn't provide.
And also, as we've done shows in the past where we've looked at apps that you should have on your phone.
Right.
Remember, I showed this the app that monitors Watchdog, that monitors
right.
what kind of information some apps demand. So have those kinds of protections in place,
And that way you can protect yourself.
so that you can protect yourself. There's an application called Bad News, for instance, that masquerades as an ad network, but essentially it's also malware. So it installs on your phone, but then it facilitates the downloading of malware from a number of other sites, and again with the purpose to try and steal your financial information.
So moral of the story is have something like Watchdog on your phone that can monitor what's going on,
Yeah.
just in case you don't notice.
Yeah.
So that's Google Play Store, that's Android devices.
Yeah.
What about iPhones, Blackberries?
Yeah, right. So not as much for iPhones or BlackBerry or Windows Phone, and the result is simply economies of scale. Android already commands over 80% of the market. So if you are a malware writer and you want the largest single audience, you're going to target Android devices. It's not to say that they can't target Apple devices or they can't target Windows devices. It's simply just because they know that most people will have Android phones. It's very similar to what we had on computers in the 90s and the early 2000s, when almost all the malware in the wild was directed at Windows computers, and still are, because they know that most people run Windows.
So they're just targeting the biggest market.
Exactly.
Duncan, thank you for joining me. That was very valuable information. I hope everyone stays safe.